Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be showing you how to carry on Ryze in the jungle. For your runes, take Glacial Augment with free boots, Biscuits with Cosmic, Transcendence Gathering Storm alongside double AP and armor. Your other rune option would be go for Phase Rush. You have to take Phase Rush if you're up against things like Ashe, Zillion, or Nasus. If they have any kind of insane slow, you absolutely need Phase Rush. They don't really have that though, so we got to get away with Glacial Augment. The nice thing about Glacial Augment is it gives you a really nice level 3 gank option. Phase Rush level 3 gank isn't that good in comparison. Having the Glacial Augment gives you a 3-second slow on top of your 1.5 second snare. So that's 4.5 seconds of CC, 1.5 second being hard CC. You want to start E because it's a lower cooldown than your Q. For the damage, it's still more valuable level 1. You want to get E, then Q, then W. If you want to do a full clear, go E, then Q, then Q. But if you're going to gank level 3, you need your W. So what's bad about getting W, even though it seems like it would be a good idea for a full clear, is you run out of mana. And it doesn't do that much damage, so it's just not worth it. It puts you in a bad spot. You're going to smite your blue buff if you don't get a very good leash like I got there. Well, if they don't leash it down to the last HP, I should say. If you can get a full 450 smite on your buff when your teammates stop leashing, then you're going to smite it so you can get level 2. Because level 2 Ryze is 3 times as strong as level 1 Ryze. Every time you use your E or your W, it takes your Q off of cooldown, and then you can clear really efficiently. Don't waste your biscuits. They're super valuable. You want to use them. The lower on health and mana you are, the more it gives you. Ryze jungle performs best against melee junglers or champions he outranges. He's a spam style mage like Cassiopeia, so take that for what it is. You don't want people to constantly be able to outrange you when you're trying to kite them out. It's much easier to kite people out when they can't do that. Go ahead and hit a biscuit since we're super low. Try not to stand still. It's a bad habit on any champion, really. Especially on ranged junglers, it's really bad. I'm gonna wait for my Q, EQ, WQ. There it is, and we'll gank after we get this red buff. We'll still be level 3, it's fine. We have all 3 of our abilities, and we'll have a decent amount of HP once we're done with it. There it is. We are buff half HP, ready to gank, finished fairly early before Scuttle spawns. We're gonna run up, get her with a Q, EWQ. She is giga slowed. Good for Cho'Gath. You got a kill there. It's very easy for your teammates to follow up off of Glacial Augment. We're going to go ahead and snare it immediately to take off its shield. Against champions, you want to try to QE, QWQ. Your Q has a travel time, so as long as you're not right on top of them, you should be able to land the snare. The goal is to cycle your Q as many times as possible while still landing snare. If it's a mobile champion who's going to dodge your Qs, then you have to lead him with snare early. Otherwise, they'll just be missing Qs. And you have to stand still for a moment every time you Q anyways. So if you know they're going to dodge it, just EW immediately, then Q. Your highest damage combo is pretty much always going to be a QE, QWQ. And you should still be able to land snare if you do it fast enough and if you're from a proper distance. Got her with a EWQ, chunked her. Teammates weren't able to follow up. They weren't that interested, plus the enemies reacted incredibly quickly. At this point, you can recall. Since my Gromp is up, though, I'm tempted to stay. Gromp's going to give us all of the mana back we need. So once again, QEQWQ, just like that. That is your max damage combo. You can always mix it up depending on what you need. For example, if you need to go race car fast to escape death or to chase somebody, then you want to hit them with a EWQ and you get to go fast. Your E and your W both apply a rune, and at 2 runes, you get a bunch of movement speed if you hit them with your Q. Right now it's 32% movement speed. It gets faster per your Q's level. We're out of mana here. Not great. I need to reset. On your first recall, you're looking for Tear and Lost Chapter. You have 2 main item options on Ryze Jungle in terms of rushes. First item rush. The main one is Everfrost. It's by far your best. Gives you a lot of extra CC. If you are not comfortable with activatable items or you don't like Everfrost, then you should go for Crown of the Shattered Queen. If they have things like Zed, it can be quite useful against Rengars, Kha'Zix, that type of thing, all in or nothing style champs. Also against Evelynns. But in general, Everfrost is best. It's just the way it is. Didn't hit us a single time. If you have Smite, the Big Crux shouldn't hit you a single time, even in your first clear. You should only full clear on Ryze if you went for Phase Rush, or if you see there's no ganks because your teammates are too low and they messed up the lane, in which case you're going to run double point and Q before you get your W. This game, top lane, it's Alawi and she was shoving. It was an absolute freebie. I'm not going to use my W because I don't want to drain all my mana. If you only have tier and you don't have blue buff yet, or a complete item, you don't want to use your W too much because it doesn't do that much damage and you'll end up draining your mana. It does less damage than your Q, plus your Q does an insane amount of extra damage if you land your E. Right now it's only at 10%. That's why your R is so important. Your R gives that bonus damage up to 40%. So yeah, Ryze level 6 is kind of a big deal. Most people think, oh, it's just a teleport. No, it makes his Q absolutely chunk. That's why pre-6, you're only looking for ganks. Once you're 6, you can take solo fights, assuming they're not way more fed than you. I saw Shyvana's top side. I'll be taking this. You shouldn't be invading pre-6 on Ryze unless there's a very specific reason. Our specific reason is we know Shyvana's not over here, so it's absolutely free. There's going to be no one to contest it. Pop a potion here. QEQ. I didn't really even want to go this way. We could take Dragon from this position. I'd rather get blue buff first, though. Ooh. I got the flank on her. Hit her with a QEWQ. I wanted to snare her. I felt like she was going to flash that. I also had enough damage without having to do a... I had enough damage even with missing out on a Q with the way I cycled my abilities there. Because we could have, of course, QE... QW QE QWQ. We could have done that, but I was afraid we wouldn't land snare and she would end up getting away with flash or something. We can take these at the same time. Don't do this in your first clear, but on your second one you should be able to get away with it. Use the AoE from your E's and Q's to get through it. Mid lane looks kind of gankable in terms of position, but she's still high HP. My mid laner has to reset. Make sure when you WQ, you land your Q on the big monster, because your W doesn't make it splash. It's your E that makes your Q splash. So your EQs will kill all the small ones. Make sure you hit your WQs on the big ones so you can actually get through the camp in a timely manner. I think this area is warded. Oh, hey, Shyvana. Kali might rotate to this. I'm going to go ahead and ghost. I landed my snare on her, but I kind of missed everything else. Look at that AoE damage, though. Holy moly. That EQ destroyed Senna. She got killed from the AoE. The AoE does do full damage, but still, it's just so fun. Love to see that. Ghost is really important on Ryze so you can keep up with people as you're shredding them. That way they don't actually get away. Her Krugs are down. I'm going to go in for Dragon here. Your R is more important for the extra damage it gets to your Qs after you apply your E than it is for the teleport itself. The teleport itself is kind of niche, and even if you didn't use it in a match, you could still win most of your games on Ryze. It's just not, it's not the bread and butter of his kit. It's just a little bonus. QEQWQ. This goes without saying. The closer you are to the opponents, the easier it is for you to land your Q, since your Q does have a travel time and they can see it coming. They're more likely to dodge it the farther away you are when you use it. So if they don't have kill pressure, if you know even if they turn they can't kill you, you do want to get as close as possible to land your stuff. I'm sitting on a lot of gold here. I don't know if Ash should have really stayed. I'll go ahead and I don't know. I guess we could sell refill here. I could go for Lucids. Lucids are pretty good. Sork shoes are really good too, though. You know, we'll still refill. And we'll go for the Everfrost. We don't even need refill anymore. Once you're level 6, you can pop through your camps without losing any HP. In fact, you should be healing off them with QE, QWQ. Yeah, you really have to have some distance for the Q travel time. Since your W is a relatively instant cast, if you still want to get off that snare, you really have to have the right distance down. Oh, she snared me out of my R. It's a good lesson. If you're channeling your R and you get hard CC'd, it'll cancel you, but it won't cancel your teammates from taking it unless they get hard CC'd as well. Gonna go ahead, blue smite off of her, speed up off of her. Trying to keep my Janna alive. Max our E second. This Akali's pretty fed. We can't do much to her here. There's only so much we can do. We need to get back to farming. I've been neglecting my CSing. I'll re-invade Shyvana's bot side jungle here. She's not really playing around. She just took Herald, and I don't want her to steal my top side, so we'll head over there real quick. Looks like she did not take my red buff, or at least if she did, it wasn't recently. Otherwise it would, we would see it on her right now. She just doesn't have it. Even if your W doesn't snare because your Q already consumed your E flux, your W is a slow and a decent slow. So even if you don't get the snare, as long as that person doesn't have giga mobility, you should be able to kill them. If they have something like a phase rush to essentially cleanse your slow, or if they have a dash, then obviously the slow isn't going to be that useful. That's when in particular you really want to make sure you get off that snare. Your W and your E have the same exact range as your auto attacks as well. Kind of interesting. I really want to get her red buff here. Ooh, her wolves are coming up, and I think she resets, so she's most likely going to go in for her bot side first here. Nice. She's got some camps up since she was taking Herald. She missed out on some CSing. The longer the game goes, the better it is for Ryze. You do hyper scale off of every level you get into your R. You do so much extra damage. Top lane's looking kind of gankable. She does have Merc Treads. Shyvana's bot side. There's no dragon though. I'll go top side. I have Ghost and Everfrost. You generally snare them first, then Everfrost, because Everfrost is a skill shot. I'm going to run away if she's going to blow her R like that. Cho'Gath is not receiving my gank. Instead, he's stealing my camps. Very cool. I like that a lot. Oh, man. It would have been a free kill, too. Or at the very least, we would have gotten her R and tried to cut her off her escape route. One or the other. If she lands her soul pull, it is kind of hard to kill her with a melee champion like Cho'Gath. She heals so much off of landing her tentacles. Pull these guys together. And use our AoE. Very juicy. Here's the Shyvana. She's about to walk into me. I'm going to hit her with the EWQ, Everfrost. Well, never mind. She ran the other way for some reason. I act like I'm not going there, but I do want to go bot side. We can reach over the wall and Dragon Pit. It's a really decent gank option. EWQ, Everfrost, EQ. Janna pushes her away and Ashe absolutely didn't do anything. Oh, that's a shame, man. That should have been a kill. Oh, man. I have no clue why Janna used R there. That was really unfortunate. Kali is a full item. It's not going to be easy for me to fight. She doesn't want to fight me, though, because she's missing so much health. Scuttle Crab is coming up. I'll go grab that here in a moment. I'll pull this over the wall. Hit the big one. WQ. And it should burn out. Nice. All we need to do is keep staying alive, never die on Ryze. He's not an early game style level 1 through 5 champion. Even though his level 3 ganks are decent, he really does shine the longer the game goes for each point you can get in your R. So don't stress yourself out trying to over gank when it doesn't make sense. They're just gonna run. I can't get to these guys. I can stay and shove the wave though. My bot lane is very low on HP, so they can't really help. Can kind of force Shyvana to stay at least. Oh, they relayed their control word. I don't really know where Akali went. That makes me a little bit nervous. Oof, that's not fun. I don't want her to see exactly where I am and see how low HP I am. Oh, she went topside. That's good. They do have a ward on Dragon right now, though, so that's going to be kind of hard to take. Ashe is a complete item. I'm hoping the Kai'Sa won't be. That way we can have a confident all-in style fight. Ooh, Kai'Sa is a full item as well. Shyvana is looking for something mid. Our R's back up. Every time your R's up, you should try to use it from Dragon Pit and gank the enemy bot lane. Get behind them. Make sure you test the range before you use it. You don't want to just goof on yourself. Well, we got her flash, so. Oh, Johnny, you're going to kill everybody. When she got hit by that Senna snare, that was really bad for us. No one's really landing anything here. It's just a big clown fight. We were the first ones to land something, but no one could really follow it up. I need to heal off something. This is absurd. Back in the day, Ryze, his speed up used to also shield him. It doesn't shield him anymore. We're gonna have to smite this early. Otherwise, we're gonna die to it. Yeah, we literally have to smite this. I don't like smiting it early because you never know if someone's going to show up and mess with you. But it is what it is. We started it almost dead, so it's actually kind of decent that we can solo that without Riftmaker or anything like that. There it is. Beautiful. Blue buff up in 52 seconds. Should we stay on the map? We can afford some items that we would... Ooh, we can get Archangel. It's actually really good. That's the kind of item we'd want here. Kind of want to stay on the map, though. I'll reset only because blue buff's not going to be up for a bit. We can look for Archangel into Lucids here. Or we can go Archangel and... Well, actually, we can't. I was 100 gold off. Oh, well. Ryze has a base movement speed of 340. That's decent for a ranged champion. We're moving at... When we're outside of Janna's range. Oh, we have Dragon. That's what's going on here. I was going to say 401's really fast. Like, most champions don't even move 401 with tier 2 boots. It's literally just because we have the Cloud Drag. That's what's going on here. We're shoving up bot side. We could look for something. They're not behind is the thing. Even though Senna's 3 deaths, the Kai'Sa's still a full item, just like our Ashe. You want to have your blue smite for ganks. But try not to waste blue smite too much on monsters. Hey, Kai'Sa. I'm going to have to get her with the slow first. And she might actually just outrun me. That sucks. I thought we could catch up with the slow, but it just took off our speed up. Why are we letting her walk through? That is... Oh, yeah, she has tier 2 boots. We lost our movement speed from Dragon once we were in combat. That's frustrating, man. People got to open their eyes. Letting that one get through is kind of sussy. We'll have a big fight soon. We'll be able to pop off, and we have double point in our R. Should be able to get a lot done with it. Our Q is doing 70% bonus damage. It's starting to get to that OP area. Gets all the way up to 100%, which is really, really good. Our Ghost is up. Collie's fed. Alawi has good CS. We have pretty good CS, all things considered. Oof, there's someone in here. I don't know if anyone else is going to rotate here. I'll take the speed up and just... I want to keep her off of it is all. I'll be taking that. Ooh, Akali's here. Ali's trolling on me. We get off the snare. She's going to be healing though. We got ghost extensions off that. We get the snare. Ash didn't auto a single time there. Down she goes. We're still on ghost extension, so we're moving pretty quick. Don't know where the Kaisa is. Kali doesn't want to fight that though. It's a scary thing about Ryze. If you're a little bit out of position, he can peg you with the snare, run you down with ghost, kill you, and then kill the rest of your team. That was a great fight for us. We didn't really get any value out of our Everfrost. We should snare first into Everfrost. Since Everfrost is a skill shot and has a travel time, it's pretty much always best to snare with Ryze point and click snare first, then Everfrost. Senna gonna walk into me? Looks like she's thinking about it. For some reason she's thinking about it. Maybe they want to fight for Dragon? I don't know. Ooh, I don't want to deal with the Alawi. We'll go ahead and fight this. We got off the snare and the Everfrost. Our Everfrost didn't apparently snare her though. We'll continue to kite this out. Down she goes. That was a weird heal. Whoever did that. Alright, it's time to do Dragon. I'm going to go grab Gromp real quick. I need a heal. I'll heal off of it, and then when it dies, it'll heal me a lot as well. We're on a really, really good power spike. Level 11 Ryze is so scary. It's kind of like Kale. Every time they hit that +6/+6, makes a huge difference. Shyvana does not have her R. I'm going to snare her first. Sure enough, she flashed. Wow, that was such a good fight for us. I saw Kaisa was dead, so it just made sense to fight. Kaisa has a lot of shred on their team. Once she's dead, I can take over the fights. Definitely take over these fights. Ooh, Alawi. We're gonna need some space to kite this chick out. I'm gonna try to keep my W up because I want to be able to snare her. She's resetting it by being a little butthole. Goodbye, Alawi. She kept getting closer to it than I was, and then she kept repeating that process to where that was causing the dragon to get its patience bar leached. Unfortunate. She dies for it. Not really worth for her. I would like red buff to heal. Plus Ashe auto's already slow. We'll get her with the snare and the Q. I should have ghosted for the extensions. Oh well. They're all gonna run away. I just wasted my ghost. That sucks. I was too far out of the fight too. Psych. I thought I was too far out of the fight, but I wasn't. Senna walked back into the fray. It's time to reset though. We're sitting on a stupid amount of gold. Boy, oh boy. Definitely wouldn't recommend Electrocuted Dark Harvest on Ryze. Those are doo-doo feces. We'll go ahead and get this and grab a Void Staff or a Robin on it. Looks like they quit. What goes Anya's? Pretty solid. Let's take a look at damage dealt, damage taken. Looking at damage dealt to enemy champions, we had the most in the game. Looking at damage taken, we had taken the most in the game. Not too bad. For our runes, really good value off of the Glacial Augment, the free boots, the biscuits. Very valuable in the early game in particular, plus they increase your maximum mana, which is nice on Ryze. Good value out of Cosmic Insight, particularly with our summoner spells, and then Transcendence and Gathering Storm pulling their weight as well. Ryze Jungle is a whole lot of fun. You gotta figure out his early clear, make it to level 3 with as much HP as possible. At that point, you can decide whether or not you're doing a full clear, and yeah, the game takes off from there. Huge power spike level 6, huge power spike level 11. Really fun champ. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.